Alright, here we go. What is up guys, Miroslav here. I just wanted to welcome you to my channel because I don't think I've formally done that in any of the previous videos. You've seen probably some of my vlogs, some of the video edits that I've put together. So for all of you who have been following so far, thank you so much. It's a great journey that I've started doing since I got married. I guess I started picking up video and this is kind of what we're doing now. Anyways, today I want to start something new with you guys and just talk about a little bit about photography. Make sure you are subscribing to this channel because a lot of new stuff is coming out. We've got a lot of challenges, photo challenges that I have prepared for you that I'm going to be doing with some of my photography friends. Some of them are going to be tutorials, so make sure you don't miss any of them out. I will still do vlogs every now and then depending on what's going on. Minnesota's pretty dead in the winter and there's just snow. It's white snow, there's nothing going on. So anyways, let's get started. So, lately I've been asked this question many times. Hey Miroslav, how do I start my photography? Or where do I even get started? Like, hey, this is something that I really like to do, but I'm not sure where to start it. And my question rises up right away. What is your motive? Why are you doing this? Are you doing this because everybody else is doing it? Are you doing it because you can go out and get a camera and call yourself a photographer? Are you doing it just to make an extra buck? Doing it to get likes and followers on Instagram, whatever, social media? Why are you doing it? If it's any of those things, don't even do it. This road is such a rough road. It's a rough path to be on. I've been doing this for about 8 years now, and I can assure you that it's been a tough one. It's been a tough one starting out as someone who works for themselves non-stop, just punching out things, learning new stuff. Check your motive. If your motive is you're doing it for yourself and then you want to create amazing content for others, great, that's awesome, go at it. So number one, check your motive. Number two, start with research. Many people just jump into photography without doing any sort of research and they're just like, I'll just get this in this camera, I'll get this in this lens, and I'll be good to go. They start shooting and they're like, okay, I can't get any shots that all these other photographers are getting. And then they just quit. That's it, that's where it ends. So, number two, do your research. What kind of photography do you want to do? Are you thinking of doing portrait photography? Are you thinking of doing landscape? Are you thinking like you want to do street photography, or do you want to do product photography? There's so many areas of photography that you can be in, and unless you go through and do your research and look at different examples of, you know, what is portrait photography versus what is street photography, what is landscape and product, do you want to do architecture stuff and just want to take pictures of cool buildings, or do you want to take pictures of cars? Yeah, because after that, based on what you do your research, that's where next part comes in. It's like, what kind of lenses do you want? What kind of bodies do you want to use? There's different types of bodies that you can purchase online. Many times you'll go on a website and it will say body only. Person gets the camera on their front doorstep and then pulls out of the box and it's just, hold on, let me show you. All right. So, there's times where you'll go online, you'll buy a camera, you're like, oh, this is super exciting, this camera arrives on your doorstep, and you're like, great, pull it out of the box, and this is all you get.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
And then you're like, wait, did I order something wrong? No, you didn't. You just clicked on a choice that said body only, and that is why the camera probably was cheaper. So whenever it says body only, this is what you're gonna expect out of the box. So then you have to go out and buy another lens. So right now, this is a 85mm Sigma that I've been using for some time now, and I absolutely love it. But anyways, this is what you're gonna do if you're buying a separate. They're gonna be like this. There are times where you're gonna buy a body that will come with a kit lens, can be an 18-55, or some Nikons come with an 18-105, and those usually are just considered the kit lenses. Those are your all-around lenses that you can be shooting street, family, if you're doing something, a birthday party you need to go to, and someone asks you to take photos because you have a professional looking camera. That's what those lenses are best for. To be doing some more professional work with them, I would highly recommend you do some research into other lenses and go away from just the kit lenses, because the kit lenses, with those kit lenses, you can only do so much. Also, make sure that your lenses fit your body type. There is different types of bodies. Right now, the one I'm shooting on is a full frame. This is another full frame. There's art cameras that are crop frame cameras. I will not go into technical details in this video. You can do your research, check what those are, but just make sure that your lenses fit your body types. In Nikon series cameras, they have an FX lens and a DX lens. So the FX lens fits a full frame body, a DX lens fits a crop frame body. Make sure that you buy the type of lens that fits your body. I think I said it so many times, but yes, you get the point. Because if you fit a crop frame lens onto your full frame body, you're gonna get this black circle that you definitely do not want to have on your in your shots. So make sure you do your research and make sure your lenses fit your bodies. Okay, moving on. Next thing you want to look into is, what are you gonna edit with? Are you gonna edit in Lightroom? Or are you gonna edit in Photoshop? Those are the two main softwares that are being used on the market currently. This is what I edit with. This is what many of my other photography friends edit with. So you can go to Adobe and get their subscription. It's only $10 a month, I believe, for both of those things. So check them out. Both of them have different options and different things that you can do with them. There's things that you can do in Lightroom that you can't do in Photoshop, and vice versa. The next tip I would like to give you guys, I don't know which tip it is anymore, but hopefully I'll just keep counting on here and you'll see whichever tip this is. But go out and practice shooting. When I say that, I do not mean just to go out and shoot for the sake of shooting. No, make sure when you go out and shoot, you're like, hey, I want to learn something new today. I want to learn about the different focal lengths of my lens if you have a zoom lens. Or I want to learn the different f-stops of a prime lens that I have. Then the next thing could be something like, I want to learn how to shoot against certain light. Learn about lighting and how lighting falls on a subject, whether it's a car, it's a building, learn about different textures. So whenever you go out, make your shooting intentional. Don't just go to shoot for the heck of shooting. And then just always remember, there's never too much practice. Go out shooting in the morning, early in the morning. It's crazy. Over the years, I've learned how different light is in the morning versus the evening versus the day. So make sure you go out and try different types of lighting. You'll want to shoot sometimes at night. If you want to shoot night photography, make sure you get a tripod. You can buy super cheap ones on Amazon, something that will just hold your camera, which will be totally fine. If you want to get into something that's more advanced, the tripod prices range drastically, the price ranges. So yeah, just make sure you check that out too. So one thing I already mentioned before is lighting. Many people go out and shoot, they don't pay attention to their lighting. They don't pay attention to where the sun is coming from, or where their light source is coming from. So when you go out, try to pay attention to that, because that will matter so much to when you're going to be shooting and you're going to be putting things together, maybe editing your photos. And sometimes you're going to be like, okay, I need to expose for my subject, but then your background's too bright. So if you don't pay attention to that, that's what's going to be happening. And in post, it's going to be super hard to correct it and make everything look smooth and not over edited. And don't just rely on your flash that's on your camera. Once you start moving up the camera bodies and get more expensive cameras, you will notice that some of them don't have on-camera flashes anymore. And that is for a reason, because those flashes are only meant to be used on kit situations. You're just maybe starting out and you're always in auto mode. Don't use those. If you can get an on-camera flash, I will try to link a description below where you can get a super cheap flash off of Amazon that works super great and it's not gonna break your bank. Something that I've used for a while already, but since I am more of a natural light photographer, I don't really use flashes. But sometimes you need them. If you're shooting a wedding and you're shooting a reception, you will need that flash. So don't use on-camera flash, make sure you get an off-camera flash. Next thing that, or next tip that I found very useful when I was starting out is that you should find a community of photographers, wherever you may be located. Go on Facebook or on Instagram, type in your city. I'm from Minneapolis, so there's a couple of pages where it's Minneapolis artist community or Minneapolis photographer community, and connect with people. That is where I've learned a lot of my different techniques and how to use my body, how to use my lenses, what lenses are used for different types of photography. So make sure you connect with people. They will help you. You'll learn. Trust me, you will learn much quicker one day shooting with another professional photographer or someone who's been shooting longer than you than learning being in school a whole semester. That's how crazy. So connect with yourself with people. Don't be stuck in just your little corner and doing things by yourselves. Connect yourself with other creatives. They will push you, they will challenge you. They'll push you beyond your limits, something that you just said, oh, this is all I can do. No, trust me, you can do way more. Just surround yourself with those type of people. The next thing I would highly recommend is read books or read online articles or watch YouTube videos. And that is like one of the greatest things that could ever help you out in photography. Even to this day, I love reading magazines or books, photography catalogs that show the different types of photography. It kind of makes you look at things a little bit differently, and so when you go out and shoot, it's going to be so much different because you're like, oh, I've never thought about shooting this way. So read books. The next one is, do not buy too much photography equipment. When you found out what lens you want to use, don't go out and buying 20 different lenses. Start out with something super simple. If you're doing something like portraits, my favorite lens is a Sigma 35mm lens. I'll link that in the description, or an 85mm. Those are the best portrait lenses that I found to use a lot. I currently use also a Nikon 50mm 1.8. It's the old version with an aperture ring out for tilt shifting, which you will see in another video of how to do tilt shifting. Those are my favorite lenses. If you're gonna be doing street, maybe go for a wider focal length, like a 20mm or 24mm, or something like a 10 to 20mm. Those are lenses that will help you do that type of photography. But don't just go out buying a ton of equipment. You don't need that. I think as years went on, you try different lenses and you know what you like more, and then you will sell your old gear and then buy new gear. So don't think like you need a ton of cameras or a ton of lenses to start out photography. Just get a camera body, get a lens, get a good lens, and start shooting. And then upgrade as you feel comfortable. You're like, hey, I feel comfortable with shooting. I know now that this is not just gonna be my hobby, but actually I wanna take it on a professional level and start creating content for other people. I wanna start shooting weddings or seniors or families, or I wanna shoot sports or product photography, or I want to shoot just headshots and portraits. So upgrade as you feel necessary. You don't make people tell you, hey, you need to get this now. If you don't feel like getting it, don't get it, or upgrade when you feel necessary. And also, as you go and get newer cameras, many of them will have more megapixels and their file sizes are bigger. So make sure you get a good hard drive that will save all those photos. Many times people just save it on their computers, then computer spaces just fill up, computers can crash. So what I would highly recommend is get a couple hard drives, 1 terabyte hard drives. You can get them like within $100, around $100 for 1 terabyte. Get a few of them and make sure you back up your work, save your work on there. So yeah guys, those are a couple of different tips that I would recommend you guys if you're looking to getting into photography. If you've ever had the question rise up, like, I wonder if I could be a photographer, or I want to be a photographer, I don't know where to start. Hopefully these tips will help you out, and I will see you guys on the next video.